Alright, welcome back to another episode of Endie's Kingdom. This will probably end up being my first video on the gaming channel that I'm gonna make. I've decided to split my channel into different parts, where I'm gonna have all of my gameplay of the various games I play on the gaming channel, and then the main channel will just be mainly for lore and like more artistic videos, I guess I should say. Less like raw gameplay like my Minecraft series is gonna be, and then I'm gonna upload some videos of like me and my friends playing Elden Ring and stuff like that. And maybe some Fortnite clips, we'll have to see. Yeah, I figured it'd be a good thing to do, just split the channel up like this. As there are people who just like watch my, fact videos and like lore videos, who don't really care much for my, just casual Minecraft gameplay and stuff like that. So it'll be good to divide my audience up. So if you're interested in one part of my gameplay, you just go to the certain channel that you want to watch. Anyway, regarding the Minecraft world itself, you see I've made some progress with my... I got speed when I walked out here because I fought the Wither and I killed the Wither and brought a beacon home as my reward. Here, I'll get to all that in a minute here. But first I'll show off the beacon. I looked up on Google whether the beacon would work underwater, and it lied to me and it said it wouldn't. So I tested it out in a creative world, and wouldn't you know it works in underwater. So Google failed me in that part, which I'm glad it failed me, and I'm glad I tested it because I really wanted this beacon to be shining through the middle of the pond here, since this is like a central location over all of Limesfield. I eventually want to turn this into an underwater temple kind of thing, or underwater ruin, because there's this really cool like formation here. We can have like a path going down to this like temple that you can enter. So I don't know when I'll get around to building it. Probably when I get the underwater conduit, so I can build it easier underwater. That's just another idea. And yeah, killing the Wither wasn't too bad at all. I literally, that big cave that's underneath the house there, I just mined a hole and spawned the Wither in there and like shot him with a bow from a distance, and he wasn't bad at all. In the meantime, I brought some more villagers over because I'm eventually going to start breeding villagers, probably in the jungle, to get a bunch of those rare jungle villagers. But for now, this guy's just kind of unoccupied here, just stuck in this boat until I figure out what to do with him. So he's there. And a cool trick I discovered on, I don't remember if I saw it on TikTok or YouTube or what, but you can put lamps or lanterns on the bottom of the lily pads. And it has this really cool effect of like, it looks really cool above water, and it lights it up as I'm, running past. Oh, and I forgot to mention that beacon, I chose speed because I'm always running around on the fields here. And it's just the best thing for me. The other options are like jump boost and haste and things like that. And those things are good, they're just not things I use around this area anymore because I don't build as much in those big open fields as much right now. But having speed is really helpful. I also had to like majorly adjust my FOV wherever it's at. Yeah, I had to change the FOV a lot because my screen was like so zoomed out from me like running with the speed boost that I was like disorienting, so I had to like change it. Hopefully it's not too bad on the footage, because I did edit it a lot. Anyway, as you can see, there's a whole new building here that wasn't here last time. And the central Limesfield area is pretty much done. I might add some more decorations in the future, and I still need to build the interior of this like place here. But that's pretty much done. I added another bench here, because since I was building around here, I needed a bed to sleep. I just figured, I put another bench here. I expanded some of the farmland out to behind these villager huts I built. Let's see. And this building here is going to be the main general shop for this area, so like all the villagers that come from other cities around, or if like come down here to get food, have to go here to buy general goods. See, Limeside shop. Guess like on the side of Limesfield. I think I moved another villager in here. I just made a butcher, just because I don't have a butcher around here, and I don't need any more farmers. So I got plenty of those. So I built the inside of this place, made it look like a little like shop with like shelves and things. I made sure this guy was trapped in here. I put a fence gate so he can't leave, and then back here there's more fence gates, so he's stuck in here. You can go upstairs though, which is the rest of the building isn't decorated yet. It's just empty rooms because I haven't decided what to do with it yet. I might move another villager in here and just have like a couple that runs this shop, like story wise. Like have like some beds in here. I think. Oh yeah, and then this fireplace. I still haven't even built the fireplace yet. That's gonna be on the second story. And this is this guy's bed here, and he has a really nice balcony view of like the main walkway through the shops here, and of Mendington's house over there. Yeah, cool stuff. And then this ladder leads to like, I'm gonna make this their storage room up here. With like there's gonna be a bunch of chests and barrels of all the general goods backstock they have. And going out the back here, past these fence gates I was talking about. Oh, he almost did it. He almost escaped. Go back in there. Come on. There you go. He almost made it, he thought. Anyway, back here, since I made it like a couple docks, since there isn't like, you know, Limesfield is all about, you know, food production and stuff, so in order to get other things, you'll have to have it imported. And so I built some of these docks here. So like other shipping or trading ships can come here and then they immediately drop it off to the shop here. It's like a really good world building thing or story thing. It's having all these like crates here, so it's like implied that this guy gets all of his wares from like the ships that shop here. I am eventually going to build a big ship right here that's like docked, but I don't want to build it too big because a lot of the rivers that go out in that direction and that other direction over there are like really thin. So there can't be too big of ships that like fit through here. I'll have to like actually measure it out later once I build this ship. But yeah. So I'm pretty happy with like how these docks turned out. They're really cool. Yeah, it seems like pretty realistic, like a ship could fit, like a big ship could fit here. And these two trap doors are face down because I'm eventually gonna have like a little bridge that goes over here. I'm eventually gonna build like an inn/tavern up here. It's like the people who drive the ship, sailors and stuff, can immediately, instead of having to go through the shop to drop off their wares, they can like come over here and like get a sleep at the tavern without having to go all the way around the town here. And I have like this little side path on the side for those who just want to go to the center of town and like start trading immediately. And right next to the shop here, I built this little wheelbarrow, which I'm gonna add a bunch of these. Like there's gonna be a lot of like roads in between this main settlements. There's not gonna have much going on. I'm gonna add like little things like this, like little wheelbarrows and carriages, just to make it more like, seems like people are using them to travel more. And I've been getting really creative with my lighting. I've been putting lanterns on fence posts, glowstone underneath the bushes here. Trying to not to use like any torches at all in this area, because torches are kind of like primitive. Over here I built this like farmer statue, like he's supposed to be holding a hoe. He's like on a knee above some crops. I don't have any plans for it to be anyone specific, maybe like the founder of Limesfield or something. But other than that, I just thought it'd be like a cool, because I needed to put something here. I was originally gonna do like a little park, but even then it was like too small to be a park. So I was like, okay, I'll add a statue and like a big tree here as like, you know, some kind of like spot to fill there, or fill up that spot, I should say. And over here, since I do have a path that goes around to that house there, but I always just jump up. So I made this path here, since this is just the way I use all the time, instead of using the actual path. And I made this an actual path, which I think is really cool. Just made it like, you know, just like in real life, whenever people start taking shortcuts, that shortcut path starts, you know, getting made apparent. Like people walk in a shortcut through grass, and then all the grass will start dying, so it's like a brown spot. You can tell people have been walking through there. And then this here, I added a really pretty looking waterfall, which is all just one water source up there, which I'll look at in a minute. But yeah, that flows down into here, which is like, I made a little pond here next to this guy's house with glowstone to light it up and seaweed. And it goes even farther down. And then this is yet another thing feeding into the river, which goes into the bigger river, which is the whole central of Limesfield there. I just thought it was really cool to have multiple sources. compare, as well as, you know, that water source that I made a long time ago that goes from the path up towards the spawners and all that up there. Yeah, this path here goes over the little river. And then I'm gonna build my first windmill here. As I already built a little automatic composter here, where all I have to do is put saplings and seeds and whatnot, and it'll automatically compost them, turn them into bone meal. Which is really nice, because every single time I harvest like the wheat and all this, I get like stacks and stacks and stacks of seeds and stuff that have just been like piling up in my chests. So now instead of just letting them pile up, I put them in here and let them all compost into bone meal. And once, you know, I'm going to build the windmill around this, so the windmills are kind of like become my compost, like automatic composters. And I'll have a few of them around, so no matter where I am, if I have a bunch of seeds on me, I can just like run to a windmill and compost them. Yeah, going past Mendingson's house, his house is still the same. I haven't really updated it at all yet. I made this path, which has been here for a while up to his house. I made it a forking path now, which goes to the left, and I'm going to build probably quite a few houses up here, because all this farmland needs farmers to tend to it, and I need houses for them to live in, so I'm going to build like probably a couple houses up here, a bit higher up so that I can see all the farmland from up here. And eventually I'll make it connect to this really pretty like path I made up. This staircase leads all the way up to the top of this mountain, where I'm going to build a giant tree up there. Since Limesfield is all about like greenery and trees and crops, I want there to be a giant tree to be like the marker for this place. So up this path leads all the way up to that very first wall I built, like way back in like episode 1 or 2. With like I have fences as like rails with lights on them to light up the way. Here, this is the origin of that water. It goes all the way down and feeds into the river. You go over this, go up this little staircase. This temporary bench, which I don't know if I'm going to keep this here or not because it looks a little out of place. But yeah, this literally connects right up to the very first like thing I built in this world, which is this wall. And then over there is going to be the dark green area. And then there's that tunnel over there, which leads to inside the mountain with all the spawners. And then over here on the other end, I already marked out, there's gonna be a watchtower here. That probably goes up pretty tall, like so you can see over these trees and see like all of Limesfield. You get a really good view of it. You can see like all the way to the cemetery over there, which is pretty crazy. And once I start building over here, once I mine all these trees down, you'll be able to see like all of the green area over there, which is really cool. Like, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just planning it out now. Then, say these two paths connect, and then there's gonna be a staircase up here, which leads to the giant tree up here, which I'll have to mine all these trees down for and make room for. But up here is like probably the best view of Limesfield you get. Like I think there's a birch tree I'd climb up of, yeah. Like right around here where the tree is gonna be at the highest. You get this amazing like view of the market, the port. There's the barn, the cemetery over there. You can even see some of my newer builds I built way out there in the jungle, which I'm about to show you real quick. Eventually this path will go, you know, parallel to the cliffside here. And up here I already planned out, I think, yeah, I mined an Endie here. And I think this is kind of my makeshift moss farm, where I've been getting all my moss now. Since I ran out of moss going into that cave, I've just been bone mealing it in here and like mining it up over and over again. And eventually I might make this a permanent like moss farm at some point. Because it'll be nice just to have a place to, like one designated place to farm moss. I've been using so much of it in these builds. Putting it right here would probably be a smart idea. Yeah, this path's gonna go all the way around and connect back up to the main path over here, next to the barn. Yeah, going up to our cemetery here. Right next to the cemetery, I cleared out a big chunk of the forest here. Because I'm trying to plan out where the border of Limesfield is gonna be. Because this forest goes out way longer than I planned to build in. And so putting like some kind of like little border wall it's probably going to be necessary to show like where Limesfield ends and begins. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's not going to be like some big grand wall. It's just going to be like a little, probably like stone wall of some kind that will lead to the big wall that will be over there. That's like, it's like one of the main borders of the kingdom that's going to be up there. Yeah, following the cemetery path up. Eventually I'm going to have it turn right to where I'm going to have the cemetery probably expand all the way up to the edge of the forest here. And then also I pretty much man-made all of this area here, like terraformed it completely. And eventually I'm going to make this some kind of like spooky Halloween town since it's next to the cemetery. I'm going to build a church over there. Might have a path out of the cemetery that goes like down since this kind of slopes a little bit easier. It's not like such sheer cliffs. And here I'll show you the actual entrance by going around here. Alright, so this path that goes, you know, around the river, or around the pond I should say. I don't remember if this was in the video, but I added some melons to have even more like greenery around here. Nice touch. See, this way is Limesfield. And this way is the beginnings of Brownvale, the next like area other than Limesfield. Which I just wanted to build a little fishing hut over here for now. I don't know if I'm going to fully go into Brownvale yet, because it's going to be a lot of work building like the jungle and stuff like that. But yeah, here's the main path that leads to the little Halloween town I'm going to make. I'll have to add a bunch of trees up here to make it seem like it's in the middle of the forest. I'm actually going to add like this, I'm going to make this wall of the cemetery go all the way down. And it's going to be an entrance to a catacombs down here. I might use some of the new like, I think the creaking and all the pale wood blocks come out in like literally 2 days. Might use some of that pale old wood in here if I get around to making the catacombs at that point. But yeah, we'll see. It's just another idea on the list. Yeah, something really cool I kind of built as I was terraforming is I made this like cave-ish entrance or archway that goes through here, and it leads to like this like secret beach that you can't access from anywhere else right now. Like I'll probably build the cliff up a little bit more. I'll turn this all into sand. It'll be like a secret little beach. And since we're out here, I might as well go over what little ideas I have for the border wall. So the border wall is going to go up. I know for a fact it's going to go over this river here. So I went ahead and built this like dirt structure. And something I plan to do really cool is like I'm going to build a staircase that goes up here, like a wall access here that goes where you can go over this river. And over here, I'm going to convert this biome into a pale, I think it's called the pale wood forest or whatever it's called, with the creaking. Turn all these into the pale trees. Use all the new blocks you're going to add and like put some creakings in here. Let's have just like the spooky forest area that's like right outside of the border walls. I think it'd be a really cool idea. And there's just like really interesting like geometry here, where there's just like this the river here like stops, and it's like a sheer cliff here that leads into like some caves that go way deep down. So I'm pretty sure I can do something interesting with this, like make a bridge that goes across here and like put a big pale oak tree with like some of those like new flowers, the eye blossoms I think. Yeah, this is all just like in my head right now. I haven't planned any of this out. Let's see, going back down here, I'll go showcase the first building I built in Brownvale. I built this like really cool archway covered by vines, so it's like very obvious you're entering into like a different territory here. And even the grass changes colors because this is where the jungle biome starts. And I mined down all this jungle here just so I could have like a clear slate of building the jungle civilization. Because this entire kingdom over here is all going to be in the trees. None of it's going to be on the ground. So I'm probably going to layer leaves all on the ground here. And then build a bunch of half man-made, half naturally grown jungle trees. And I can build around them. I have a better showcase over here. Because I used this, like there's an island over here. Which I used as like a demo to see if I liked it or not. I still need to cover that with leaves, but I think it turned out okay. Like I want the leaves to overhang over the rivers here. And like I said, nothing's gonna be touching the ground, so like all of these are suspended above the water. And right now the only entrance is this port over here. Or this fishing dock, because this is gonna be the fishery of Brownvale. And I wanted to build a fishing hut anyway, because I needed some stuff that you can only get through fishing, like name tags and stuff like that. So I've been fishing here, and I built a fishing hut to, you know, connect to it. And this place is going to be using torches, since torches are more primitive, and these guys are going to be more like primitive, like jungle dwellers. The torches here are actually like a choice to like, these are like kind of like tiki torches, kind of, in a way. And I've also been using like these glow streams you get from the nether, embedding those into the trees. So it's like, it looks like it's natural lighting the trees just grew on them. Yeah, if you go up this little staircase here, this is like, right now is the only entrance to the buildings. Yeah, this has been my Brownvale center of operations for a while. I had a bed here in my ender chest. These are all the blocks I've been using to build. Like, this is the main palette for the building so far. I've been using this little cocoa bean farm to farm cocoa beans, even though I don't really use them yet. I'll be using them a bunch for brown dye and stuff, because brown, if you didn't figure it out, Brownvale, brown is gonna be the main color. So I haven't really thought of like, there's a lot of brown blocks in this game, like all of the wood types, dirt types, and like there's clay pots and things like that. There's a lot of brown blocks in this game, podzol. So this area might be ending up being like really diverse. I'm gonna expand it all the way over there into those treetops, and it's gonna go higher and higher and higher. And there's even, the jungle even expands like on top of a mountain up there. I might make like a really big tree up there and put like my mob spawner up there. It'll be really cool. Have a mob spawner that's like really high up on a tree. And it'll work really well too, because the farther away you are from the ground, you know, the less mobs spawn down here and the more will spawn up there. And I say this idea is, it'll be easier to see once I actually build it. But right here, here's the Brownvale fishery. Put a little salmon in there. I'm actually really happy with how the inside of this place turned out, because the thing about these tree houses is that you don't get like very much room at all. Like, this is the center of a jungle tree, and I only get like, you know, like 5 or 6 blocks in each direction. Not mentioning the little like guardrails and like actually making it look good and like realistically suspended on the trees here. So my strategy has been just like building a bunch of these trees next to each other and like combining the platforms. So like it gives myself more room about like making these like really awkwardly big platforms on this little 4x4 tree or 2x2 tree. And even growing these like little 1 log trees as like connectors here, where the platform itself isn't really big, but it makes the area that like feel very big. That makes sense. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. And here I'm really proud of it. It's gonna be like, this is the fishery where people like buy fish and stuff. So like there's a little table here. This is where you go up and talk to the clerk to buy the fish. Might have like a showcase of fish here. This door that leads to the back. Some storage. And up here, since like I said, there's not much room, I'm just gonna have the fishermen here live on the upper floor here, which I just barely fit. I even added like a little like leaf window so I could see a little bit and get some light in here. Yeah, he sleeps in here. Some brown carpets for more decoration. And this door leads to like the processing area for the fish, like where they cut them up and stuff, I guess. Like kind of a bigger building. Like this is only for workers, like people passing through don't come through here. I haven't decorated the inside of this one yet. I just laid it out. Maybe I'll have like some cutting boards and stuff where they cut up the fish. I might add another dock. Like instead of the staircase going up, I might add another one that goes like down, like right here maybe. That goes down to the water, so you can have another dock here, so they can like have a direct way the fish, and then just directly put it into the building here. And this building connects, just barely connects to right here, which is kind of janky a little bit, but it's fine. I really wanted a connection here because this platform will connect to the main entrance of Brownvale, which I have not built yet. Like right now, this island just is on its own. But eventually I'm going to connect this to the main path, which will connect to another tree, and then it'll connect all the way down to down there. Barely made that. Yeah, that's everything. I think that's most of the things I built off camera so far. I'll try not to build. In the future, I'll try not to build too much off camera anymore, since I have my gaming channel, which is more casual and not as, you know, edit intensive. I'll try posting every single thing I build on this channel now, so y'all can see, you know, how this world grows and how I build in real time.